tell me how this is fair.
Someone on £20,000 a year salary will gain £157. Someone earning £200,000 a year will gain £5,220. Someone on £1 million a year will be £55,000 better off.
55 grand, that's nearly twice a nurse's salary. We weren't clapping Barclays during the pandemic. You don't see BBC reporters at Canary Wharf, things have got so bad for the stockbrokers. I'm told they're only having 2 skiing holidays a year. Millionaires don't need help. They aren't fixing dents in their cars like this. Electricity has gone up 54%, petrol's gone up 32%, cheese is so expensive it's being locked in security boxes. It's so desperate, these guys have joined OnlyFans. We've actually had to crop that image, because if you look closely, Gromit's tugging him off.
Cracking knob cheese.
Anyway, now it's time for Playground Politics. And this week, I chatted to the kids about billionaires.
How do you become a billionaire?
By getting rich. By getting rich.
Money.
Do you know what a billionaire is?
It's someone who has £1 billion.
That is exactly right. Do you know, they earn like £10,000 a second.
What, a second?
A second. What would you do if you had that money? What would you buy?
I would buy a Gucci bag. I would buy 2 phones.
2 phones? Why are you getting a burner? You're 9. Do you know about Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla?
Okay.
He's super rich and he's made an electric car.
Is he a jerk?
Is he a jerk?
Yeah. I mean, he did give his son's name, XA12.
Yeah. I mean, that's a jerk manoeuvre, isn't it?
Yeah. What kind of name is that?
Why can't you just get something normal?
Like Derek or Bertie.
Exactly. Derek, Bertie is...
Joe Bob.
Or Joe Bob. Do you know who Jeff Bezos is?
Yes, he's the boss of Amazon.
That's right.
No, I don't know. He's the 2nd richest person in the world.
Who's the richest?
Bill Gates.
Yeah. How much money do you think Jeff Bezos has got?
About £1.5 trillion.
Close.
Ooh.
It's somewhere between 170 and 190 billion. What would you...
180 billion.
What would you... Yeah. Yeah, I should have just said 180. I think he earns like £1,000 a second.
In just an hour, he gets 3,600,000, I think.
You've got an amazing brain. You could work for Jeff Bezos.
What does he do with all of it?
Well,
does he just keep it in a bank, in a vault underneath his house, just like underground money?
I really like that. Where are you going, Jeff? Oh, nowhere, just to see my underground money.
Go under, down for the money.
Underground money!
He's actually gone through a tricky divorce.
Oh.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing I've ever spent money on is a taxidermy goat's head that stinks. It was £161.25 from eBay. It reeks. I have to sort of regularly Febreze its beard.
Sounds like you're talking about me now.
The weirdest thing I've ever spent money on is probably thousands and thousands of pounds on watches, because you need to tell the time. And you know how I tell the time? I look at my very expensive phone.
The weirdest thing I ever spent money on was a penis reduction.
I had jawline fillers that didn't work out. They just stayed as 2 little lumps in my jaw. And now I touch them sometimes and I think, oh, I could have got a new kitchen with that.
The ridiculous thing I've ever spent money on? Sex. No. No.
This is weird, so strap in. So I bought a coffin, a Spanish coffin, that I used to use as an ottoman at the end of my bed. And the reason that I knew it was a Spanish coffin was because the person that I bought it off, their father had been Spanish and had died, and he'd been laid out in that coffin. But then they couldn't cremate him in it because it was against the law in the UK to use that coffin for cremation. So he was decanted into the coffin. That coffin was then cleaned out thoroughly, and I then used it to store linen in.
The weirdest thing I ever spent money on was a bootleg, unauthorized toy version of myself. So I remember, like, I saw it online. The guy was like, yeah, I just made a bootleg toy of Jamali Maddox. And I messaged him, so I've been like, yo, that's really cool, expecting him to send it to me. And I was like, oh, where can I get it from? He goes, eBay. He made me buy an unauthorized toy version of myself. He wouldn't give it to me for free. So I bought it. It doesn't fucking look like me.
A ticket holder could be on the verge of the biggest lottery win in history if they scoop tonight's Euro Millions draw. There's an estimated jackpot, wait for it, of £184 million.
But how much money is that? If only the BBC would describe it in a way I could understand.
If you were to win the jackpot, you could buy 1,414,376,000 Satsumas.
And if you did that, your family would all kill themselves. I've won the lottery! Who wants some fruit? Grandad? What have you done, mate? So what would people do with all that money?
Invest into Bitcoin and all that kind of mess.
Fair to say this lady won't be working for the tourism board.
What would you do if you won £184 million?
I'd get out of Croydon.
It's a shithole, mate! That is such a British reaction. When they interview Americans, they have a slightly different dream.
You bought your ticket. What are you going to do with that money if you win?
Well, I'm definitely going to get a new supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine.
Trucks and drugs! 5 kilos. He'll end up higher than William Shatner. It's time, I love these kids, man. It's time for another edition of Playground Politics. This week, me and the children of the world discussed money.
Do you know what tax is?
When you have to rent a car.
Yep.
If you had $1 billion, what would you do with it?
I'll save it.
Save it? What about if I were to offer you a fully trained monkey butler? Would you like a cup of tea? You want me to hoover up your bedroom?
No.
No.
What would you spend on?
Servants.
Servants. Nice. Would you give these servants, like, nice clothes and nice outfits?
No.
OK. And what would you get the servants to do for you?
Like, go to the bank and steal money for me.
Nice.
And also massage me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd have a butler.
What would you call that butler?
Bertram.
Butt rub. You call him butt rub?
No, Bertram.
£82 million. What would you do if you had that money?
I would be rich.
That's right.
I'll buy a house made out of jelly.
You'd make a jelly house?
No.
I mean...
I wouldn't make it, I'll get a jelly house.
You're going to make it anyway?
No.
I don't understand what you're saying,
I'm gonna get one.
You're going to get one?
Yeah, buy one, not make one.
Listen, I'm no expert in this area, but I don't see jelly houses left, right and centre.
No, you don't have to build it. You could get people to build it. You could pay the people to build it, and then they build it, instead of you having to build it.
You're a tyrant. Do you know what tax is?
Tax credit. A taxi. A tax credit.
So, if you were working on YouTube and you got paid £100, you'd pay £20 of that to the government, and then that would help all the things in the country run.
Ooh. football.
How much money do you think a footballer gets paid?
£50,000.
£50, what, a week?
A trillion.
How much do you think a fireman gets paid?
Because they're saving people's life, I bet they get paid a lot. A tenner.
You think a tenner?
Yeah. A 20.
You think £20?
Yeah.
Because they're saving lives, they need the big bucks.
But you think footballers should be paid more?
Yeah.
Do you?
They cut themselves when they play football.
That is true.
Yeah, but it isn't like a massive cut. It isn't like their leg gets chopped off. They're more important. So if a fire went out, a footballer could put it out. Football people, they just like run around and have fun. Whereas if you're a firefighter, it's serious because you risk your lives for someone else's life. Yeah, but they have special gear. Either way, they're risking their life. Yeah.
I really like you, Cooper.
Well, I hate you.
I think we could be friends.
No.